little,
How about you
I guess it's just not a clean cut for the surround where
better
it needs to be. As you come in there, it may be hard to tell in the video,
didn't
but
send that
you kind of just trust me
video
when I'm
to
talking about it here.
YouTube
And we'll
because
spin it around to the
didn't
back,
have
and we can see it's got
what
subwoofer input, and it has a switch, analog, or I should say digital receiver or ProLogic receiver, and you can use whichever one you need for setup, volume knob, frequency crossover knob, off, auto, and on power right here, 0 and 80 for phase, and then high-level inputs
What's
and
it? How
outputs
much
as well,
it
which is,
say?
again, a nice feature. And then I do like the fact that it has the fuse external, so you can turn this out if you need to, with the fuse is off, and easily replace the fuse. Next up, we've got the and this actually has a nice, just overall really good looking finish.
Because this
one thing that's different
washer
about this particular
takes
speaker is it is a
volume.
passive radiator design. So behind the grill on the front, you've got the main woofer right here, and then on the sides you'll notice you've got passive radiator. Whereas the rest of the subwoofers I'm testing in this batch are all vented. Now, on the back, we have the plate amp with the controls. You've got high-level input as well as RCA or LFD dedicated input, volume knob, and then you've got your frequency low-pass filter. You've got phase 0 to 180. You've got auto on-off switch, and you've got the DSP. Now, the thing about the DSP here is that you can use an app from your phone, and I did use it. It allows you parametric EQ bands, which is a great feature to have. But unfortunately, after all of my testing was done, it was determined that this subwoofer just doesn't have the output capability that some of the other subwoofers do. And therefore, it really wasn't worth my time to go into detail about the DSP because it simply just isn't able to keep up output drive with some of the other subwoofers. But I will say that if you don't have DSP available, that is a really great feature about the subwoofer. It probably would be the saving grace for it in my personal opinion. Next up, we've got the R12SW. Yes,
technology.
That many people
I'm watching my video.
and that's one of the reasons so many people
Have you seen the Samsung washing
goldish copper colors that they are very well known for that makes them stand out above the crowd. It does have like a nice satin, I don't know that this is clear. It almost feels, I'm not saying it's anodized, but it almost feels like it's anodized. The finish is good, I would say.
You can find me on.
And on the back, you see the port here. Move the cord out of the way. We got the gain knob. We got the low pass filter, auto on off switch available, phase 0 to 180, and the RCA line. The infinity tag front. The box overall, like most of them, is kind of here. It does have a nice little shape to it, as you can see. It tapers off a little bit. And then on the back side, we've got RCA input, gain, power mode, phase, and crossover versatility on switch. And the thing that I wanted to point out is the +0, plus, and +2, and +2. Now, this is actually something we did not test because I prefer to test these things as they are, and I honestly didn't have time to go back and pre-test with these little switches activated. So if you're interested in this subwoofer, that's something you may want to play around.
One thing that I always like to do when I get a new subwoofer test is to do some rub and buzz testing. And to do that, I just use a simple app on my iPhone called Signal Jig. And then I sweep a band of frequencies and listen for any rattles or resonances that may be coming from the subwoofer itself. It's important to do this kind of testing outdoors because when you do so indoors, you can often get a lot of buzzing and rattles from the wood itself, from the windows, walls, pictures, anything like that. So again, I suggest that if you are to replicate this kind of testing, you do so outdoors.
Yeah, what it goes there. Alright, here we go.
I got some of these foot subwoofers, and I couldn't get it to play music. But the crazy thing was, when I would unplug it, it would stop, and I would hear a little bit of music as the subwoofer turned off. So I had to write this subwoofer off as dead at this point, and therefore I can't recommend it. All the data that I'm about to show you was captured using Foothold hardware and software. And if you're interested in how I capture some of this data, I'll drop a link in the card above. You can follow that and check that out. Low frequencies are the low bass, and higher frequencies in this particular image is going to be higher bass. Now, most subwoofers are going to play about 80 hertz down to about 20 hertz. 20 hertz is usually kind of the cutoff point for audibility, and then when you get below 20 hertz down into the teens or even single digits, that's when you start to really pressurize the room and you start to feel it in your gut and in your soul. So the lower the bass goes, probably the better for most people. In this review, however, what you'll find is many of these subwoofers don't go much below, I don't know, what, maybe 30 hertz or so, and that's kind of expected in other things. What you care about in the frequency response graph is you care about linearity. You don't want a speaker that peaks at one particular frequency because that often sounds muddy or bloated. It can sound like it's ringing. And generally what I find is that is what people call slow bass. When it takes a long time to decay, fast bass might be really punchy, quick bass. And usually you're going to get that from a more linear response. And even other speakers as well, like bookshelves and floor stands.
I want to Samsung
I've got
toy
7 different
Marshall.
subwoofers here, and remember, I only tested 6. So where's the extra?
I wish they made a
So I've enabled it, and I've also disabled it
toy
to provide a
washers.
Now I know this is a lot
But
to look at
Samsung
and take in and understand all at one time. But let's just try to see
do not
through
make
all of the stuff here and see if we can make something out of it.
washers.
And since I've already had the privilege of seeing this data before a few times and studied it, I'm going to go ahead and help you skip some of the stuff. Active. You can see it doesn't really get low, so let's go ahead and get rid of the OSD. Now we're left with this. These results are pretty good. And again, remember, we're level matched right around 100 hertz, so I'm kind of having to visually bring these down. So I'm looking at these and I'm seeing the Dayton Sub 1200. It kind of wants to roll off a little bit earlier. And let's see, the Klipsch R12 has got a bit of a bass boost right in this area. So in my opinion, I'm going to go ahead and dump these two.
keeps shutting
And now we're left
off.
with the ones that I feel are probably the better of the bunch. Not best, but they're the better of the bunch. And I think out of these, I would probably say the Dayton Sub R12 is probably the most unique. The ASC Projector 12 DSP, it looks okay, but this little hump right through here is not very linear, so I'm going to dump that one too. And I want to say that just based on frequency response alone, the ones I'm more interested in are the Infinity Sub R12 and the Yamaha Steam Nitro. And now we move on to the main portion of this testing, which is the CEA 2010 testing. And the CEA 2010 testing is basically just taking a tone burst of a certain frequency and hitting the speaker with that tone burst and it makes a sound, a boom sound. And the microphone captures that sound, but then also captures the harmonics. And if the harmonics exceed a certain threshold, which is defined by the CEA 2010 Is that the Yamaha C912
What
doesn't have the highest numbers, it's more linear. It's the second best numbers in the very low frequency.
My camera's
Third,
not
maybe
very
fourth best in the
steady.
mid and the
I
upper
get
subwoofer
to see
frequency.
that
And then it's on the lower end in the higher of the subwoofer frequency. So through this region or right around here. So from this data alone, again, the Infinity R12 is going to be, I hate to say it, it's going to be the king in this particular test that I've done. Then we got the Klipsch 12SW, which does pretty well. It's okay. It's not the greatest, but it does pretty well on the mid-band, but it does good on the low frequency. And then we'll talk about the Big F12 and you would say that, oh, that's great, that's good.
I want everybody to know.
One at a time.
This is a
If the frequency response of the subwoofer is not linear, then it doesn't really matter if the tone is linear. And that's what I mean. Well, let's just say that you've got a frequency response of the speaker and you turn up the volume, what we're going to call let's say 50 hertz, okay? Well, it doesn't really matter if the maximum SPL it can hit at 20 hertz is really high, because you know that from the frequency response, it's fallen off a lot between there and 50. So it's a balance of time between the
Can you go get my rubber bands? I dropped it in the water.
Now you've seen all the data.
Why are you
you've seen all the
saying
extra
no?
stuff that I've done.
Daddy, can you
Probably
please
want to know,
go
okay,
get
Aaron,
it?
you said all that crap. What does that mean? What do you recommend?
You can see me walk in this.
And it has some of the higher CEA content.
You
In fact, it has the highest CEA content numbers.
Walk out of this wall.
If that one is not stellar, if it's too costly.
I'm gonna show you two.
Yeah, I've got a golden retriever who just sheds all over the place.
I'm gonna show you
If it's
two
too costly or it's
how
not
this
available,
thing operates.
as weird as it sounds for me to say,
it's
even based on
really
the
awesome.
lower CEA 2010 numbers, I feel like the Yamaha is probably still the better
You
sub.
can see me with
So how do you counterbalance that? You know, how do I justify that recommendation with the low CEA 2010 numbers? Well, simply for the why. It's a more linear subwoofer than some of the other ones, and it didn't have any internal noise or resonances that I noticed. I didn't have any issues of it, and that's important. You don't want a subwoofer that can hit, a bazillion dB at a certain frequency if it's going to buzz at other frequencies. And I didn't have an issue, so for that reason I like it. And I can't believe I'm saying it out loud, but I actually like the Yamaha subwoofer. The other thing was the Klipsch. I would have no problem recommending the Klipsch if I had still had power when I plugged it in at a later date, but the sucker, it didn't show up dead on arrival, it just went dead while it was arrived. Like, okay. So for that reason, I'm going to be more hesitant to recommend the Klipsch. Now, I will say that if you're interested in it, then feel free to buy it, but make sure that you can return it or check out the warranty. Okay? The Bic F12, that's an okay sub. It's not great, but it's got internal resonances at around 50 hertz or 60 hertz, I can't remember now. So for that reason, I personally would not recommend it. The Dayton Sub 1200 is pretty much a go-to for everybody, and I really don't think I've heard anybody say anything negative about it. I didn't really have any issues out of it. It's just that compared against these other subwoofers that I tested, it didn't quite rank up there. It didn't do what I was hopeful that it would do, but I do think that it's a good value at only $170 shipped to your door, assuming that Parts Express is still running free shipping when you plan to order something. The OSD 12 DSP Travoce subwoofer, it looks like it's going to be an awesome subwoofer, but it just didn't quite perform to my expectation, and oddly enough, when the DSP was enabled, it actually did worse, and that didn't make any sense to me. I mean, it just seems counterintuitive, but sure enough, that's exactly what the data showed me. No, that's not a mistake. I mean, I was there when I tested it. I know what flip I switched. Flip I switched? Switch I flipped. All right. So for that reason, unfortunately, yeah, I cannot recommend the Trebuchet 12 DSP from OSD. I'll probably just not recommend that at all. So then you're left with, you know, the other ones that I recommended. And based on price, go for the one that interests you the most. Now, you gotta keep in mind foot space and floor space. Another thing that I would really encourage you to do is to consider buying more than one subwoofer. I mean, I'm not saying you have to buy like 20, but buy at least 2. And the reason I say that is because if you're using this in a home theater setup, or maybe in a living room setup, as long as you can hide it somewhere and it's not sticking out, that'll be okay. But it's important to understand that when you are listening to just one subwoofer in a room, the response that you're going to get in your main seat is going to be oftentimes very wildly different than you will get in other seats. So your significant other, your kids, or your family or friends who are coming over to hang out with you, they're not going to get the same experience that you do. And it's important to understand that. If you order 2 subwoofers, maybe even 3, maybe even 4, I'm not saying you should, but just the more subwoofers you can add, generally speaking, means that you're going to be able to smooth the response out for all of those seats and have a better impression for you and your guests at each of their individual seats. And that's important. You know, if you want to show off your system, you don't want them to hear something that's terrible while you're sitting there going, hey, this is not great. Don't be that guy. So I do encourage you to just look at your budget, look at the results here, and think, okay, can I get 2, or do I need to wait? And if you need to wait, then wait. Or maybe pick another one up later. But definitely consider getting more than one. And I'll drop some reasons for that in my description below as well. And you're more than welcome to go check out the studies that explain to you why more than one subwoofer is a great thing to have. And with all that said, I'm going to wrap this up. I do certainly appreciate you watching. As I said earlier, if you don't mind, if you're interested in buying one of these subwoofers, please use one of my affiliate links, as that helps me recoup some of the $1,200 that I spent on it. Also, if you like this video, leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And finally, I do want to say thank you to my Patreon patrons. Without you all, kind of motivating me and helping me out and paying for some of these things, this video wouldn't be here today. So again, I want to tell you all that I appreciate it, and I hope you learned something. I will talk to you later. Peace.
You can see me back up here till I just want to show you how this thing also works.
Is the dryer still running in there?
Yes.
Did you find your rubber band?
I can't find it. I need you to help.
You want me to help to look for it?
Can you look for it now?
Yeah, your pants are crooked here. Yep.
You
Okay, I'll get it next time.
Washing machine. Demo, washing machine. What? Hi, that was a pretty cool demo. YouTube. I was showing you how this walker operates. Now, that small motor doesn't like it. I had to get that smooth. Let me get that bowling ball that way. It moved all the way under my walker. YouTube. I showed you how this thing operated before I wet YouTube. And if it was quiet, you know why. Because I wet YouTube. We can throw that in there too. If This washer doesn't have a huge capacity like my Miley washer. My Miley washer can fit 2 loads of toilet paper. I did a load and it still wasn't full. There's a washing machine. I don't know how. I did a maximum load, but I don't know how many loads it can fit. Matt, that's a cat toy. Let me. Help! Go, 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 go. Basically, there's a washer's portable on my walker. There's a washer's portable. I can take it anywhere with me now because it's on wheels. Because I have it on a device that helps me walk. I have it on the seat part.
Yes, you do.
If I need to use that seat, I'll just take the washer off. This is where I'm gonna keep it.
Over this shoulder line right here. Now I'm doing this test as a versus because I have actually seen when people.
This is where I'm gonna keep the washer.
Who gave me a suggestion to do a shootout type video. And I think they're like, to see, hey, people have been asking about the comparison. Well, I found out that there were people actually asking about this. I didn't think people would compare them to substitutes, but I guess they really want to know, what you're getting for the extra from the SB 2012.
Okay. Let me shove it towards the back of the washer. Or I don't.
Listen to the subwoofers and demo them in different rooms and situations and play around with them.
Or otherwise.
Subwoofers are so very, very room dependent.
Let me make sure the handle still on the back of it.
This isn't like loudspeakers. Loudspeakers
I need to take that handle off.
Absolutely are. So I'm not going to get into the whole, this thing was fast or transparent.
I'm gonna take that off to load it, so I can stuff those big things towards the back of the drum.
So with that said, I'm not going to talk about subjective performance.
Now put it down. Now.
I like them a lot. I've demoed them with.
So that handle doesn't come off while I shove. Daddy, I'm ready for you to put the handle back on.
So I've been lucky enough to have these 2 subwoofers around and throw them into the mix and a couple different systems as well as some other ones which I can recall.
He got it! He got it! Help! Help! The cat got my web!
I'll get it back, Mom.
tested for SBS.
Let
or
me move
watercress.
it
These
back.
things are, I mean, they're babies.
I
relatively
don't
speaking.
know
And
how
that's a
to
good thing
fold
because
you
you can put them
tail,
pretty much wherever you want.
but I
And they
just
have
don't
kind of different
like
finishes,
it.
and this one, like I said, has the white finish, and the other one has the black finish. I love the difference of that bone. I always kind of one thing that I also really like about these subwoofers is they come with the built-in Bluetooth ability to connect to their app, the SBS app. So let me see if I can pull this up and show you guys here.
These things
Now,
can
I'll
come
pictures of
against
this, you know, as
the
I'm going through my review on the website. But the app is a great thing because it allows you to tweak and tune the settings of the subwoofer from your listening position rather than
Can you
sitting
help?
down and then listening and
Let
having to
me
sit back
put
up
the
and adjust something,
balls
especially when
in
you're talking about
first.
not just levels, but the phase or
Daddy,
Yeah?
can you help me get the balls?
subwoofer to your mains.
What do you need? Can you drop the toys? Okay.
This washer's not very balanced up here. This washer's not very balanced up here. I stay balanced
The
up
ability
here.
to sit and listen.
This
if you're not
washer
familiar with a RTA
does
system.
it.
And it's just a great thing to have. I can't tell you the number of times
It's probably gonna work. It's probably Ah! Washer!
Like I've mentioned, that phase, like Tomboy, you have level, you have parametric equalization, you have 3 bands of parametric equalization, which in my case, when I was listening to the Kef R3, I used these subwoofers to supplement the output. I used 2 bands of those 3 and tamed the room mode really quickly and really easily, and it made the system just come to life. The DSP built into these is really and truly just a great thing. Now, having said that, if you have something like Dirac Live or you have some kind of really good home,
Can you get that cat toy?
stereo automation, optimization,
He can't play with it?
suite of
It's his
software
toy.
or hardware, then you may or may not need the additional
Give it back to him when you're done, okay?
into this app.
So-
But if you're just listening
So
to
can
the
try to
stereo
get in
and
the
you
washer.
don't want to have a lot of extra things going through the signal path, then this subwoofer really is
Stop it!
with its internal DSP, because you can make just a few changes to take your system from saying okay to
My
incredible.
ball!
And I'm not just saying that. If you know how to set up, microwave,
Oh no! My ball! My ball! No, that's mine. That's mine.
Part of my testing that I do when I get into it is I do frequency response testing. But okay, the other thing I do is the CEA 2010A and 2010T testing. Now that is a metric of determining how much the maximum SDR is for the frequency, and it's done at different frequencies.
What happened? Did this washer lose the belt?
And when you do that testing,
It's not working
there are
anymore?
2 different rounds of doing that. Now, it used to just be one. It used to be the CEA 2010A, and they since added the CEA 2010B. Now, as far as I know, I'm still the only person to do CEA 2010B.
Did it lose the belt? Did it lose the belt? It
And I
has
like doing both of those tests because it gives you a good idea of the characterization of the subwoofer's output. And then you can kind of get a feel for this subwoofer.
Ah! He's chewing on my shoes!
Aaron's Audio Corner. I will throw a link down in the description below, so make sure you
So let me get the...
Now,
This washer's not very... This washer's not very balanced at all.
scrolling down.
It is not very balanced at all.
Wipe your chin.
From the SDS descriptions for their website.
This
Why regenerate?
this washer is not very balanced at
But again,
all.
I want to note that they both feature the built-in DSP with Bluetooth integration, and I love that feature. And then I don't
This washer is not very balanced at all. It's not very balanced at all, YouTube.
I gotta say that when I
Where this washer shakes
these reviews, just asking for
violently, it's not very balanced.
here's the link, and I'm not sure that they look at it. Honest to goodness, and I don't take that personally.
Where
To me,
this
actually, I think that's really cool
washer
because
is
it
not
says to me that
very balanced
they're
at
not
all.
trying to be controlling of a reviewer's input or whatever a reviewer has to say. And I mean, I don't let anybody control what I do anyway. But just the fact that they're very nonchalant about, what I'm going to say about their product, I think that speaks to how good they already feel about it. And they actually have some.
I saw
They don't
videos
back down
on
from
you.
providing data. If you want that, they can give that to you. But like I said, it's already on the website.
That
So, but I think it's
washer
worth
is
noting
not
when the company,
very
seems
balanced
like they're doing
at
the right thing and being right
all.
by the customer. So I do want to mention that.
On
Scrolling down, you
YouTube,
can see that I've listed the
type
price. SB 2000 Pro is
Wash-O-Matic
$799.
washer explodes.
$9.99 with Black Ash.
I never typed
And then some
that
additional
in.
pictures we got here.
That's-
Useful package
that
stuff. Now you
is-
have some RCA input, but you also have just a single LFE input. And then you got the control.
Where they shake themselves.
You're just an up-ahead. You
That's-
control things the hard way, or you.
I don't know if there's videos on YouTube. I'm about to find out today. I'm about to find out. Type in Wash-O-Matic water. The
When I first downloaded this app
explodes.
and went to fire it up, I thought this is probably suck. This is probably gonna take a long
Let me push.
And the Bluetooth actually reached that far, which allowed me to do some additional testing I'll talk about shortly. So the Bluetooth reached.
There are videos on YouTube
There's the different settings.
where
different
this
volume
washer
things,
shakes
EQ, room compensation,
violently.
port tuning,
And
it's
the
honestly
drum
that
can
probably
come
doesn't
on.
apply to this SB.
That's
And then just some other
washer.
things you can say presets.
This washer's not very
Test
balanced
definition.
at
So if
all
you want to know about how
to
to
me.
test subwoofers, follow me. Now, the first thing I did was a frequency response test, and the fact that these two aren't at the same level, don't really worry about that. What we're looking at is just the general trend of the response, and we can see that the SB3000 is, kind of shelled down in the lower mid-range to sub-range. It's not quite as good as the Frankly, I don't pay any attention to group delay other than at the crossover region where I'm trying to move it to.
Stop walking! It's moving this whole
This is one thing that I
walker!
said to you earlier, the room
Stop it,
I think it's kind of neat for people to see, and I think it's useful if you have let's say you live in a
I think we lost the bell. I think we lose the bell when he's out. It's not the bell, it's because it's not for the back all the way.
That would be, like I said,
For
somebody
this
who might live in a small
washer
room or a
to
small
spin
house and got
properly.
neighbors they don't want to bother.
This washer gets garbage towards the front at the drum.
And then this is where we get into
And
real testing.
they're
This is
not
my
very
CA 22 test
balanced
results. As I
at
said,
all.
You can go to my website, you can read more about this, you can use the
I want you to see the components in this washer. Why it's not very balanced, and why does it shake all over the place?
The way I wanted it to do via my Google spreadsheet doc. So it is what it is. But what we can see here is that in the blue, that is the SDS.
Let me grab my flashlight.
And then this is basically telling us that the maximum output for each of these subwoofers, by frequency and by SPL over here, and this is all at 2 meter ground plane.
This is why it's not very
SP3000 at about 32 hertz and above.
balanced. See that drum? That drum? Daddy, do you see that drum? Daddy,
Yes.
do you see the
But as far as
drum?
linearity goes, it's less linear, but it has more capability on the
It has no
springs
or the
But once you
spacing.
get above,
This is why this washer is not very balanced at all.
less restrictive low frequency
If
we can
you
see that
didn't roll
delta
it
is,
correctly and something went
low
wrong,
frequency in,
this washer is gonna blow its top
between those two
off.
subwoofers. And basically what this tells
You
you
better be
in
careful.
my opinion,
It
looking at this
doesn't
video,
have a
those
recall
subwoofers
on
have no
it.
problem at all.
I'm
with
gonna
out to 30
type
hertz
in
with
washer-matic
but then once you get below that, that's when they start to
washer
come on. Now, depending on your
today.
room, that may or may not be an issue. So if you
Let's
have
see
a room
what I
that has
find.
gain below that point, which and actually my room does. I think my room is like plus 60
Oh,
hertz, which it actually just works out
I
perfect
see.
for stuff that I like. Who would
What
want, right?
we think.
But if you're
I'm
in that
gonna
situation
want
where,
it
you don't have a
with
lot of room
the
gain,
sound
then you
the
probably want to go
special.
with for a sealed subwoofer. Total because the first time I
Because
tested
it doesn't have spoons in the
and then I tested it again on a
spacing.
different day.
It
And then I
doesn't
went
have
all the settings,
anything
the same
like
results.
a
I wiped all the
werewolf.
settings,
My
from the
flashlight
software,
just
and
shut
I
off.
reloaded my calibration files, everything, just to make sure that something was, because they just looked too high.
And
And
you
it turns
can
out,
see
yeah,
it.
these are actually the
So
numbers. And there
then-
is a discrepancy between mine and James Larson's on Audio Halls.
Watch
And I'm not
this.
saying that
If you
either one of
put
us are
things
necessarily
on the
wrong here.
very
I'm
edge,
just going to say that I trust.
and this washer's gonna
So,
knock
yeah, really good numbers here.
everything
And then
down.
here's some parting random thoughts. Let me see if I can find any notes here that are worth talking about.
Watch this.
My living room is about 20 by 20 feet, but it's open to the kitchen, it's open
I
to the
don't
hallway, and it's
know
open to the
how
dining room.
many
So it's
videos that
basically infinite,
or
if you
on
want to consider it that way,
washer-matic
for the subwoofer.
washer
And the
explode.
SP3000 is plenty.
But I
Again,
never
like I said, I
washed
have
it
a
yet.
around 30 hertz, about plus 6 dB.
But I never washed my wash-o-matic washer explode.
And
If it
I'll say that
explodes,
if
if it explodes, if I make a video, I have to make a video if it explodes.
Both of them have plenty of output, and I think if you're just trying to get like really
Also, if it's shaking like
or possibly you'll want to step up to a ported subwoofer. which
my
I tested with
level
SDS
washer does, but it doesn't shake as much as this toy washer does.
I had no complaints when I picked
That's
the
two little quips. That's two little quips.
I encourage you, if
What?
you don't know how to make changes with ESP,
That's two
you don't know
little
about,
quips.
room, real-time analysis, RTA, look into that and understand it. Get you free software from RoomyQ Wizard, and I'll provide a link here. And then you can buy a $25 USB microphone. And if you watch a couple YouTube videos on how to set this stuff up,
That's
We'll work your
why.
trouble, we'll work your time. And
It's warm! It's moved itself! Does this washer have a basket, Daddy? Daddy!
Sometimes you can have,
What is this net right here?
response to the subwoofer, but these subwoofers don't have it. There's no.
What is this net right here, Daddy?
In the front?
And again, I just said that.
No, in the back.
Oh, that's the whole stuff. It's a little basket.
Looking for getting something like this. And I really do encourage you to look at
washing machine.
yeah, they have really good customer service.
I may need that basket to put stuff.
I would recommend
This washer is not very valid at all. Where did that bolt go this time? I got it! Oh no!
And with that said, I'm out. You guys take care. Oh,
Where did they put that?
when I review this stuff, I'm not being paid by any companies.
basket.
Those things that I make, goes back into my website and
Where
helps
did they
me
put it
buy
in?
lunch, buy family food, whatever. Just be a dude, right? So
Did you get it?
the money that I make is off YouTube revenue, which is incredibly low, and also Amazon affiliate linking. So I've got some Amazon affiliate links here, and I've also got some SBS affiliate links here. If you guys are considering buying any of this stuff, it would really help me out if you did that through my affiliate links. It doesn't get me a whole lot of money, but it does add up over time. But if you don't want to, that's fine. I'm not pressuring you to. I just really want you to understand why I'm doing that, because I'm not a sellout. It just helps me out. I'm already reviewing this stuff, so why not throw a link up there? If you don't want to buy it through a link, you don't have to. But if you want to support me that way, I would certainly appreciate it. And with that said, I'm out. I hope you guys appreciate it. Hope you learned something. And if you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments below. Talk to you guys later. Peace.
Because this basket.
And I mentioned that the graphics here, let's just face it, they kind of suck, right? So if you want to go to my website or my actual Google Sheet where all this is pulled from, you just go to that little link here and click that. And here we are. And then I've got a table, right? Now, right now it's filtered down on just these two speakers, and you can unfilter if you want. But before I do that, I'm going to go over to the tab here and look at the graphics here, and then you can just kind of highlight. So, for instance, at 40 hertz, the SB2000 Pro for the 22A testing is at 114 dB, but then for the 3000 it's 120 dB. So that's 6 dB higher. That's pretty cool. So again, you can go to this tab for the A and this tab for the B. You can filter by just clicking this little filter button here, and that unfilters everything. And you can look and see what I've got. Go into the corresponding frequency response or the Max SPL tabs, and then you got it all here. So if you want to go and do that, you certainly can. I would encourage you to kind of play around with that. And there is a fellow that is pulling all of this information from my website, from Audioholics, I think Brent Butterworth, everywhere, and he's put it all in one big spreadsheet document, and I will try to find that and link that in my description below if you want to go to his and have a comparison against, I don't know, man, there's more in that entire sheet, so I'll do that as well.
Oh, shit, that. We got that all taken care of. I put the ball in one of the pockets.
Okay. What time do you want me to make the pizza, Liam?
5 o'clock.
Now. You want me to go make it now?
No. No!
Not yet? Okay. 6 o'clock, maybe?
6 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry about that.
No! I'm sorry, but you can't get that. that ball. I'm gonna put everything for my washer in that pocket. So I can hold my stuff in that pocket. I can have everything in this walker. Ah! See? You need to go in the water. I'm gonna put the laundry basket in the pocket too. I'm getting worried that's gonna fall off the top of the washer. I'll put that where my balls are. So I can walk into carry stuff. We haven't had a walker with a basket in a long time.
Yeah, you like that? Is that useful?
Yes. Can you move your glass?
Yeah, sure.
That's useful. I'll move that in case it explodes. In case it explodes, the top doesn't mess up that basket. This is useful. I put it in that pocket. I don't know if... Yes, it will, the washer. I have to zip it up, so if it is. That's all the way zipped up. So if it's zipped up, my stuff can't fall out. I'll put this in there too. I'll put this in there too. I don't want it so. That's where I put the water. First, we have to unzip this and then accept this. So it will fit. This basket's useful. I'm ready to put. Let me give this back. Let me get these two balls. Let me get this ball in there too. taken care of with one walker. This is the walker. I think goodbye. Have a good day. I love you.